Hello, science lovers. This is Alan, and today I want to talk to you about formulas or equations because whenever I see a new formula, boy, I get stuck like a deer in the headlights, and I just don't know what I'm looking at or where to start. So I got this one, I borrowed this one from our textbook over here, and I'll just show you a picture of what the cover looks like. And I picked this page in particular because it's got lots of formulas and stuff. So it could be really, really overwhelming and stuff. And the one that I'm gonna focus on is over it's this one over here because I've seen it a lot and it kind of stands out. And one thing that kind of stands out is this half AT. That makes it look kind of intimidating and stuff, and it makes it look kind of different. And then if you look at this bunch over here, you see that, so it means something. So I'm just like, okay, what's that about? What's this half AT all about? So basically, whenever you see this half AT, or whenever I see this half AT, I think of, oh my god, it's a brand new pen. So there we go. I think of a triangle. I think of a triangle because we know that the area of a triangle, right, it's going to be one half, right, the height and the base. And then we have this guy over here, right, over here on this side. He doesn't really bring a whole lot of attention to himself. He's kind of square. So I'm going to just put a rectangle over here. Yes, just like that. Okay. So basically, whenever I see this formula, right, it's asking me to take a rectangle and add it to a triangle. I'll be darned. Because we know that a rectangle, right, the area is going to equal the height times the base. Yeah. So if you really look at this one really closely, if you were looking like on a velocity graph, right, where you have your time on the bottom, right, and then your velocity, right, this is your height. That's your height, and this is going to be your base. So that's your area. You're multiplying your height by your base. That's going to give you the area of a rectangle. And then over here, what is, now that you know the area of a rectangle, what's a triangle? It's one half of the half and the base of the height and the base. And so now looking at this one on an acceleration graph, right, it would kind of look like that, right? And so your A is going to be your height, and then your time is going to be your base. Yeah, so one half of that is going to give you a triangle. And then if you're going to add these two together on a graph, it kind of would look like this. Okay, you have your height times your base, and there goes your rectangle, and then we're going to add the triangle on top of that. And that's your one half of the height and the base, and this one on the bottom, where'd that pen go? And this one on the bottom is the height multiplied by the base. And you're adding these two, and that's all you're doing here. That's all you're doing here. And so let's say if I were to take a piece of paper and I'm just going to cover up that triangle, right? That is constant speed. It's constant. There's no change. Now there's acceleration. So whenever I see this type of problem here, I know that this is a triangle and that's a rectangle. And this happens to be the longest equation of the list. So once I've conquered this, Everything else is easy. Again, I'll just give you a second to look at that. That's a triangle. Thank you.